Welcome back in the place to be with the CBDC Assets Group. Thank you all for being a part of the group. Today, I'm going to talk about a few things: volatility and risk in the marketplace, market cycles. Everybody's saying, Corey, what happened to XRP? It's dropping. I'm losing money. Like, hey, bro, what can I tell you? You just quadrupled your money in a week. You think that's going to happen every week? This might be the wrong place for you. Okay, so market cycles, to ease the volatility concerns, understanding the cycles and how they affect you, the opportunities that these market cycles create, and how you can use those to benefit. Also, we have the narrative. I'm noticing a real big new narrative push after this 60 Minutes interview. It almost seems like that opened the floodgates for the ability to talk about crypto. And then we're going to go over a little bit of things that I've experienced in the market emotionally with the cycles during previous runs. Make sure you watch until then. Volatility. Crypto volatility. The market's volatile. The market's volatile. The market's volatile. Yes, it is. In most markets, when you see massive increases, there's typically a retracement. If you don't know what that means, this is what it means. When you see this, there's usually this, 30%. So if you gain 100%, it's usually going to come back about 30%. So that's what a retracement is. And it typically happens. So now that you understand retracements, we can go over the lifetime trajectory of the market. So the retracements, if you're new to crypto and you're looking at all these different sites, typically the trading sites, TradingView, CoinGecko, all these different CoinMarketCap, these different places, they typically show you the 24-hour volume. They might show you the month, maybe the week, maybe this 3-day, 7-day. But what you have to do is understand that over the lifetime of any investment, especially the stock market, if you look at the trajectory of the market, it's always up. It's pretty significant angle that it goes up. But when you break it down into shorter chunks, it looks like this. So you might, and I think that's a trick that they use to fool us into not looking long term. So if you look over the long-term lifetime trajectory, you typically win in any investment if you hold it at least 20 years, if it's a good investment. And that leads to the risk aspect. So just because a market is volatile doesn't mean it's risky. You can understand the volatility, and you can do that by understanding your investment. So it requires research on your part. So people say, well, crypto is risky. Crypto is volatile. Yes, it is. But if you research your investment thoroughly, the same way Warren Buffett does, who are the major players at the company? What are their tendencies in their management style? What are the partnerships that are happening in this company? What's the overall market feeling about this company? What did the public feel? Those things, you see that the structure of this investment is solid, right? So you remove risk. So you can be in a volatile market, but you can remove risk by investing into something that has a stable footing laid, a foundation laid of solid business ideas. Yes, it's still a risk, just like any investment, but I think that can really alleviate a lot of concerns about the volatility of the market, especially if you take the long view and you look from a long perspective, and you see that the retracements happen and the cycles happen in a pattern. So that will allow you to further eliminate your risk. But this is what you have to do on your own. And you don't have to listen to me, and you can not trust what I'm saying, but you'll find what I'm telling you is 100% the truth. I started from no idea of investing, and I rub shoulders with quite a few people who are lifelong developers, and my information that I receive through this method is pretty solid. So I don't think I've ever been misled just based off of the way I gather information. I'm sure I've been misled, don't get me wrong. So now that you have concerns alleviated a little bit about the volatility of the market, let's talk about the opportunities that arise from this. From understanding the trends in the market, from understanding the retracements. Right now, for example, in my own investment strategy, I am looking at XRP because it dropped back down to $2. Now you might say, dang, that's it's around $2. You might say that's a high price, but I don't care because I know what it is and what it does. See, so for me, it's not a risk. I might lose everything I have, but for me, with the amount of time I spent looking, it's not a risk. But that's my perspective. That's what opportunity I see. There's, again, I go into other opportunities, some lower price points, coins that I put the same amount of effort of investment in learning the management styles, the founders, the white papers, all these different things. There's a lot of things that are a lot cheaper than $2 that you can get that could potentially make a lot if you're only just in it to make income. If you want to be a part of something and hold something, that's a little different. But okay, now I'm going to touch back on something that I spoke on the other day, and that's not your keys. Okay, I know you might be tired of hearing this, but here's a perfect example. If you are investing through a site like Robinhood, if you're unaware, if you've never seen the movie Dumb Money, it's about Roaring Kitty and the GameStop saga that unfolded on Robinhood. These people were investing, they were screwing the system, they were making a lot of money, and Robinhood just cut off withdrawals, cut off trading, and everybody who was holding got fucked. And I mean, if they're still holding, they did all right because, again, 20-year plan. But at that moment, some people were millionaires and lost that money. And that goes into what I'm saying about life-changing money. If you have an opportunity to change your life, by all means, change it. But just remember, you need to hold on to something. These exchanges are not your friends. If you're holding your assets on these exchanges, and let's say your asset that you're holding jumps $10,000 and you want to take it off, they can stop that. And that's the point that a lot of people are missing. And that's the whole point of custodying your keys. What I said before is pulling it offline is inaccurate. I'm just teaching here. I'm telling you the truth. It's technically you're pulling your keys off. But your stuff is floating in the blockchain. It's floating in the nodes, in the air, in the unified ledger, in the network. You can only access your money through your keys. And if you take your keys offline, that's the safest way to do it. You're not actually pulling the asset offline, for clarification. But if you hold it on an exchange and the price skyrockets, they can control and manipulate the exchange, and whoever the owners of the asset or the exchange can do as they choose. And you can figure it out later when you lose everything. So the new crypto narrative. So I watched the hit piece on Brad Garlinghouse and crypto from 60 Minutes. I don't know if you saw it, but they pushed a narrative that was inaccurate at best. Misinformation and flat out lies. It was shocking, but it was just so inaccurate. They're talking about Jamie Dimon was talking crap about crypto, but they didn't tell you that Jamie Dimon's company, JP Morgan, has their own cryptocurrency called the JPM coin. See, they don't mention that. When he said that, it was like 7 years ago. And he's since changed his tune on it.
So watching what they do and not what they say is really important. So don't forget, better get right or get left behind, and don't fall for none of this crap.
$1,000. That's how much money one Brooklyn artist lost in a cryptocurrency scam. And now, as the value of Bitcoin rises, the Brooklyn DA says that this should serve as a warning for all New Yorkers. Christy Kalishian has the exclusive interview.
Doug Newton just turned 86. The lifelong artist specializes in still life paintings that he sells online. Last September, he got a message on LinkedIn from someone named Ernestine Vigil about selling his work for cryptocurrency.
At first I thought, great, this is easy money, and then it just went downhill.
The messenger said she worked for OpenSea Private Mint, which turned out to be a fake site. He was told that his work would be converted into an NFT, or non-fungible token. It's a digital asset that can be in the form of art.
She said it sold for $49,000. But then when I asked to get the money, she said, oh, it resold for even more. And but you have to pay Private Mint for internet fees and taxes. So I started sending her money.
7 months and about $120,000 in, Newton realized he was being scammed. The money ended up being cashed out in Nigeria.
And you start with, oh, it's just, a $5,000 tax, and then we need this fee. And it's a very kind of long-term, we're just trying to, extract as much from the victim as possible.
Alona Katz is chief of the virtual currency unit under the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office. It was started by Brooklyn DA Eric Gonzalez last year.
We estimate that this year alone, in 2024, New Yorkers are going to lose about $40 million in cryptocurrency scams.
If you were approached online about crypto investments by what may seem like a reputable site, Katz says do your own research.
So go online and see if you can find, the real one, and reach out to them and say, is this person, an actual, employee? And then also, I always tell people, tell a friend.
She says there's no shame in getting a second opinion from a friend or loved one or reporting it to authorities. In Brooklyn, Kirsty Kalishian, CBS News, New York.